welcome to another episode of the Mix and Bake YouTube channel baking experience. Okay, today we will be making oatmeal cookies. Oatmeal cookies. Awesome. Now, on the table, we have a few ingredients for you to know. We have, in this recipe, we'll be using some dark chocolates, some white chocolate, egg, baking powder, butter, white sugar, brown sugar, a combination of white sugar and brown sugar, and milk chocolate. So we have dark chocolate, milk chocolate, and white chocolate. Then oats, and flour. Okay, so we will be moving over to our mixer where we will be mixing and placing all ingredients together in the mixing bowl. Okay, so we will be adding sugar and butter and egg and beet. That's the next thing we'll be doing. So our white sugar into the mixer, brown sugar, and of course you can use only white sugar or brown sugar. Okay, butter. Remember, the recipe will be on the Mix and Bake School website, www.mixandbakeschool.com. That's where all the recipes of our YouTube videos are. www.mixandbakeschool.com. Okay. So while that is being done, the egg is being beaten slightly, not too much, just beat slightly. We beat the egg slightly. Can you see that? Just beat slightly. Then we add the egg. Okay, so we beat everything together with the beater. Okay, so I'm just going to scoop the edge just to make sure everything is well mixed. So we mix a bit again. Okay, at this point, this should be fine. We're not making cake, so don't overmix. All right, can you see the texture? This is okay. Okay, so we're going to add some of our dry ingredients now. Flour. Now, the flour has been sieved. The flour has been sieved with the baking powder. So make sure you sieve your flour and baking powder together. Okay, so we have a mix. Then we start adding. Remember, you sieve your flour and baking powder. You can see some of the baking powder here. So you start adding in bits. So a little flour at a time. So you start with your flour and folding. So mix thoroughly. Then I'm going to add the flour in like 4 batches. I've added 2 batches already. So you mix well. So at this point, I'm going to be adding flavor. Now you can choose to add any flavor you want. I'm going to be using vanilla. Okay, 1 teaspoon vanilla. You can add spice, you can add nutmeg, you can add cinnamon. Just feel free to add whatever you want to add. Okay, so my last batch. Okay, so my last batch of flour has gone in. So the next thing I'm going to be adding now is my oats. So I'm just going to use my hands to mix this. So I'm going to add the oats, add my milk chocolate, add my dark chocolate, and add my white chocolate. So I'm going to mix this with my bare hands. You can continue using the spatula if you want, but I'm just going to continue so that I get a good mix. Okay, interesting, isn't it? Oatmeal cookies. So I'm just going to give it a good mix. Look at that. Look at what we have. Interesting, isn't it? So usually when you use your hand, it gets the work done faster. Okay, can you see everything has been added? So I just give it a good mix. Make sure I dig in to see if there's any part that still needs some mixing. Lovely. So everything well mixed. So we have a good mix now, actually. Can you see that? Everything is well mixed. So the next thing we're going to be doing, we're going to be scooping into our baking tray. So you need a baking tray. All right. I've lined this baking tray. I actually use a wax paper to do that. Okay, so we're going to be scooping. You also need this, like an ice cream scoop. And of course, if you don't have all this, you can always scoop with your bare hands. All right, so the next thing I'm going to be doing now, I'm going to be scooping each one with this scoop, you know. I'm just going to dig it in, scoop it out, and place it on my tray. You can use your bare hands to do that if you want to. Okay, so that's the next thing I will be doing. Okay, so we have our baking tray ready. Then we're going to be scooping this in one by one, all right, with your ice cream scoop. But of course, if you don't have an ice cream scoop, all you need to do is just grab some in a spoon or something and flatten it on the baking tray. So I just grease the baking sheet a bit. Now, so set your oven. Remember, do not place anything you want to bake in a cold oven. So right now my oven is on. I've put it on 180 degrees centigrade. All right. So I'm going to be baking this for 20 minutes. So the oven is on already. So I'm just going to, you know, grab some of my mix and I'll start placing on it. Okay, so I'm going to grab it and place on my baking sheet, then flatten when I'm done. All right. So I'm just going to do this to all of them. So can you see I'm scooping from here and placing. Okay, so I'm just going to try to place them in the center. And by all means, if you want something smaller, please go ahead and do something smaller. So I'm just going to flatten this with my, okay, just make it flat. So that's just what I'm going to do to all of it. Remember, what we're doing is oatmeal cookies. Okay, so just keep flattening like that till you finish flattening the whole thing. So all our cookies are flattened and ready to go inside the oven. Okay, can you see that? You can even flatten with the palm of your hand. So, all right. So we're ready to go into the oven right now. Remember, your oven mark should be like 180, 190 degrees centigrade, then bake for about 20 minutes. Okay. Alrighty, see you in the oven. Set your oven temperature to 180, okay, to 180. Then so 180 degrees for 20 minutes, all right? So in 20 minutes time, we will be back to see what's happening with our cookies. So I've set it at 20 minutes. So 20 minutes, you can use your watch to check or something, or you just do that with your oven, okay? 20 minutes and we'll be back. So I set it on to start reading. Okay, so see you in a bit. In 20 minutes, we'll be back to check it. Alrighty, yo. See that? All brown and looking good. So I actually left it for a bit, like maybe 2-3 more minutes, maximum 5 minutes. Can you see that? Can you see that? Lovely, lovely. Okay, so I'm going to be taking it out to cool off. Afterwards, I will place it in jars for you to see. I have some extras, yeah. So we're going to wait till they're completely cool, then move them into jars. So I have my jar here, my cookie jar, all right? So till completely cold.